Right, so we got academics, please respond to the tune of £250,000, which is what the British government, translation, the Labour Party, wants scientists to receive in order to decolonize mathematics. Because, yes, the white race was so powerful. Like, chat, our ancestors were so strong that they colonized even mathematics. Unfortunately, now the British government has finally been on to us. They want to destroy what our ancestors have built. All jokes aside, though, right? Like, what does this mean? Because it sounds pretty fucking retarded. And as you can see, there are a couple of academics that are actually pointing it out. It's like, hey, Keir Starmer, are you okay, buddy? Are you mentally ill? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, decolonize math, huh? Like, did your mother teach you about that? Like, who put this retardness into your head? Um, it's actually very easy to explain, right? Because if you look at the tabloid explanation, it doesn't make sense. It sounds like the government is just wasting money, that they have been taken over by the imbeciles, and the mental asylum is running the operation. That's for the tabloids. If you strip away all the buzzwords, if you strip away all of the fluff, and you actually look at what they are doing cynically, it is pretty chilling. So, the first thing people need to understand is what I've been talking about, which is that we live in the risk-adverse managerial class. And what this actually means is that nobody wants to be held accountable. Like, in the age of TikTok and social media, a single bad decision can ruin careers. Careers that usually earn £10,000 per month. And so those people do not want to go viral. And what they do is that they hide behind committees. They hide behind the science, right? If you notice how politicians work in the modern day, they never say, oh, I thought it's a great idea, or my political party has decided. No, they will say the scientific consensus, studies show, experts claim. Now, here's the interesting part. How do you think the system actually works? Like, do you think that the experts genuinely make a claim and then the scientists just happen to be persuaded? Or is it the other way around? Do you not think that scientists are being paid by politicians, like we're seeing right here, and the politicians have goals and ambitions? Like, for example, the politicians want more state control. They want more surveillance. And they basically get the scientists to say, the kids are in danger. You need to pass a couple of research studies looking into the dangers of online pornography and make sure that the solution is censorship and nothing else, right? During COVID, like, they wanted more control, right? Like, they wanted to become more authoritarian. And so, obviously, like, they would go after the scientists that would allow them to do this. And when you understand this, you understand that the science is actually playing a very important role in shaping public perception. It doesn't really matter if you personally believe in it or not. The reality is the majority of people do, and even the ones that don't are still bamboozled by the trick. Because again, the trick is to get it so that the politician doesn't feel responsible. It's not his fault. And so if the politician can constantly say, well, this is what the experts have been telling us, this is what the scientific consensus is like, if things go really bad, they just get new experts. And they keep on going with the show. Now, because of that, scientists actually do have power. Not a lot of power, but they do have enough. And so in order to make sure that the scientists stay in line, they have to make sure that the scientists are politically active. And that the people that are allowed to be scientists, not by the science, but by the institution, are vetted, right? And so by doing this, by paying money in order to decolonize math, science, and geography, what they're actually doing is they're making sure that every single scientist that works there is going to be a social justice activist. Like, they will believe in global warming, they will believe in racial injustices, they will believe in systemic systems of oppression, not as a different lens or like an alternative viewpoint, but as a moral upgrade, right? And so they're basically making sure that the people gating the institutions, like the deans, the people that get to decide who gets hired, who gets fired, who gets promoted, are the type of people that are left-wing voters. In other words, they're locking down the science to prevent anyone else from going through. Now, what is the damage that it causes? Well, it depends. Like, obviously, this is a system that's not as efficient than a previous system that genuinely rewards merit. It's like, I don't care if you're a right-winger, if you're a Nazi or whatever. I mean, the America didn't care about Nazis during Operation Paperclip, right? The only question is, like, can you make rockets fly? Can you create things? Can you invent things? And so, like, that system will obviously produce much better quality than this one. But the reality is that this system can still produce. It produces a lot of bloat. It will consume a lot of resources. It will be extremely expensive. It's going to be like the little engine that could. It still moves, but it moves very slowly. And it also costs a lot, right? Why does that happen? Well, because there may actually be some genuine, like, far-left ideologues that are talented, although that rarely happens because it's just by the nature of being. When a person is very talented, they become very arrogant. And they become a lot more individualistic. Like, they don't want to share the credit if they put in the work, right? Like, they want to be named. Leftist social justice movements aren't like that. They're like, oh, no, we did this together. We belong. Usually a person that's legitimately talented hates that ideology. But you can have, like, there are a couple of, people that are generally talented and there are far leftists. But mostly you have right-wingers that just keep their heads down. They hide their power level. And so, like, they will speak the speech. They will say whatever needs to be said. They just want to go to work, do their job. You had a lot of those people in the Soviet Union, so they exist. And so I think, like, those are enough to keep science going, but everybody that goes through the scientific field will probably be indoctrinated. Like, if you're in the UK, you're going to come out with opinions about environmentalism, about Palestine, about things that have nothing to do with science. And, like, it's, as I said before, it's not like an opinion. No, it's a moral upgrade. Like, they don't even know that the English empire abolished slavery or that slavery was done everywhere on earth. No, they will literally view that their ancestors were pure demonic. Like, they were absolute evil. And only now, through the awakening of racial justice, are people a lot more kind and good. But you still need to vote big government. You still need to vote for censorship. You need to still crack down on disinformation, misinformation, harmful contents. Right? Like, this is what they're doing with this donation. Like, they're making sure that the people that are at the top are gatekeepers. And they make sure that the new generation thinks correctly. This is why I find it funny when people bitch about anime or other trivial shit like video games. It's like, oh, well, anime makes kids gay. This is what makes your kids gay. This. 250,000 pounds. It's not just this, because this is not a lot of money, by the way. But it is the trend. Like, this happens constantly. Like, I don't even know why this made the papers. But they do it constantly through various grants. You gotta understand, it's quite funny how a lot of people, especially leftists, they understand that you can have a corrupt cop. Like, you can literally have a criminal bribing a cop, right? They understand that. They understand bribing a politician. This is why they constantly say get money out of politics. They get that. But they do not understand that you can have a corrupt academic. Even when it's in the papers. Like, even when you literally see that the government is buying the academia. Like, they are the ones holding the coin purse. And they're purchasing ideological conformity with the academia. And people can't separate science from the scientific method and science as an institution. Institutions can be corrupt. The scientific method cannot be corrupt by definition. Like, the scientific method, it's pure. It produces results. It's a person having a hypothesis, running an experiment, and then having the conclusions. Like, that cannot be corrupt by definition, right? So, like, the scientific method works. It is pure. But the institution, the people that claim to have the scientific guild, they are the ones that can be corrupt. And when this situation in the UK, they're literally bought. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.